having my sons? Yeah. You're allowed to keep them. Hooch. You might not realize this, sheriff or police departments, but all the torture you put me through was to find you. Ouch. Now, in some ways, you'd say, well, I was the pigeon. Oh, I'm the homeless man that you thought didn't understand about cyber crimes. Yes. The journal in computer virology. Yes. Nations of the world spend billions upon billions of dollars policing for cyber criminals. Yes. And I just gave them a range of IP addresses where they can find every port, and then from each of those individual nations they can go through and use their software, yes, to find out how you hacked the citizens' computers. Now we'll just spend the next hour and a half going through each one of your ports, because some of you use German hacking technology and some of you use French, and then some of you used American and some of you use Spanish, yes, as if I didn't notice the diverse population of individuals that seems to... Oh, I'm the pigeon. Oh, you're going to torture me and deprive me of antibiotics because you want me to die, yes. And the concept of you having my sons, you're allowed to do what you do. Don't ever think that the international community doesn't have knowledge of Clallam County right now. You're too fucking stupid to understand the crimes that you've committed. Coach. Now, I got a lot of sign here's on this. Yes. Every time I find any illegal software, yes, any bots, any ports being used where you move desktops, yeah, I'm going to sue you, and each and every individual that bought into the idea of the payroll system of the seniors. Now, when I get done suing every citizen of this county, because I will, the only reason I don't have a phone call from my sons is intelligence thought that for the last 3 years, we'll just let them think that we don't know. You don't actually have my sons. I've always had them. Now, I might not call the sheriff's department because of how corrupt you are. Yes. And you might think, well, we're going to get him put into a mental institution, but I'm still sitting in the study room with my mind, yes, and you're still committing crimes that are prosecutable. So why don't you give me the prosecuting attorneys? See, we're going to use this county. We're going to open the door to all the international policing communities that are specifically employed to find cyber criminals. Yes. And then we're going to do a little evaluation of the international community software. Yes. And we're going to open every fucking port of every IP address. And for every criminal that I find in this county, I'm going to personally sue you and have you put in prison. Now, as I said, you're stupid. Now, risk excluding crimes that are considered a cybercrime in international agreements. Once we get done going through every IP address in all the foreign nations, because all it is an internet connection, we're going to find out exactly how you did what you did. You'll be prosecuted first, and then sometime after I'm done with the study room, we'll go to Jefferson County. We'll get really good at what we do. And then we'll maybe Lewis County. And then we'll hit another county and another county. And then in a week or so from now, we're going to find those fucking assholes that think it's so funny. You're going to be prosecuted as much as you dislike the thought of me being the mentally ill. Well, I did email the international community, and I'm sure that when they don't have to show themselves, they can use the internet and do their job just fine from any location of the world. So you should have just enforced my rights today, but instead you had to think that since you have my sons, you don't. You committed a crime of forgery and fraud. Pooh. There's no place in this nation where they can allow for crimes to take place. It's not that it's just bad for the nation. It looks good when we prosecute every known criminal in every jurisdiction of the nation. Pooh. My thought was that 2 to 4 million American citizens can all go to prison, and then we can try you in foreign nations for violating international agreements, and then I'll arrange for you to have prison time in third world nations. Now, sign here. I'm going to sue you, Sheriff, okay, for allowing for the refusal to enforce the actual laws of the United States. It invites, yes, criminal conduct to be in this county. If when I send 2,230,000 emails, because I sent about 2,000 today, yes, and you refuse to acknowledge the laws. A lot of those that are really not honest individuals, they ended up moving here, realizing how corrupt you are, that they could just grease the wheel of the deputy fish. Now, this Commonwealth model law on computer and computer-rated crime, for example, look at that, these laws, that you refuse to enforce. I'm going to find every hacker. It's kind of a slang word to explain any person that violates the confidentiality of any other citizen's right to use their electronics. I'm going to have them put in prison. I don't give a fuck if they're in your family or not. They're going to fucking prison. Now, I put this in red. Most data transfer processes among internet infrastructure providers, yes, or internet service providers are well protected and difficult to intercept. Could you get me the internet infrastructure providers of Clallam County and the internet service providers? Now, OnlyPin, I had a little problem last night when I was wanting to upload my screenshots of 7 years, 5 months, and 1 day. As if Deputy Fish and his fish family had direct control of the internet in this county. Now, I'm going to put the police department in fucking prison. Now, we can't have law enforcement controlling internet service providers. Wireless technologies, yes. The routers in each and every one of those IP addresses. We went through the routers that seem to extend beyond the actual property lines of the individuals that have an IP address. Yeah. Could you get me the ports on every router of all wireless routers of every residence that happens to be a part of the internet infrastructure because of the internet service providers that provide the DSL? Somebody had kind of amped up the routers. Yeah. As if, well, I'm on the internet service provider wave. Yes, OnlyPin. And I have a super powerful router that can cover 2 or 3 block radius. Yes, so I can be on each and every individual. Could you get me the actual limitations of how far you can broadcast your home Wi-Fi, yes, outside of the actual property lines of the individual residences? And then find out of every business that said, well, I only broadcast in the business safe way. It seemed like it was kind of slow. Yes, when I was trying to update my applications from the Google Play Store, as if you're dogs right now. Now, I've noticed that individuals have been moving the actual internet in this county to different locations. But there are certain laws that you would be in violation of if I find out, yes, that your actual wireless service that you provide to any and all customers, cafes, any of those, baha, isn't that right, country hair, then all of a sudden your wireless broadcasting extends outside the actual property boundaries of your business. Now, for all the distance that it goes above and beyond your actual location, I'm going to sue you right now. Okay, you stupid fucks? Now, As I mentioned, for the last 3 years, I've been in the county and I have a good understanding, yes, of exactly what kind of radius you can have for your own personal business broadcasting of Wi-Fi. So when we go through the individual business licenses, I like the IP addresses and the routers, yes, and I'd like to know exactly how big of application you have, because I will sue each and every homeowner, yes, and any and all businesses that thought that they would up the distance of their individual business, because they thought that they would just kind of blanket the whole county, because I